Okay, we've got audio. I don't know if I didn't have audio before. How to know now? Oh, and the video's wrong. I forgot how to do this. Hold on just a moment. Video caption. Hold on just a second. Gotta go here. Activate. Activate. And now let's see if it's fixed. There. Okay, good thing I learned at least that because the image stays frozen. Okay, there we go. I believe you can see me there. Can you see me well? Perfect. Shabbat Shalom, my most esteemed and honorable friends of the eternal truth, judges of heaven and earth, the Supreme Court of Justice, LVE tribe, as well as everyone listening. On this day in which it is raining, and it rained pretty heavily, kind of cold, but it hadn't rained like this before, but this day previous to almost the day of the year, it's right before, because once the sun goes down, some of you will have already entered into the last one, the 31st of December of 2023. It immediately becomes the last day of the year, and the year 2023 ends. It is a day, a Shabbat, to thank everything which Elohim has given us this year. Today's study will be I don't feel all that well. What I felt last week, this week, I suffered my conflicts, my battles with my inner demons, or with Yahweh, who knows with whom, with my demons. My inner demons, which are the DHSs, the programmings, and all those types of things that come in our DNA, in our education, but it was one of my eyes got red. I mean, everything. It was a pretty rough week for me, but oh well, I feel better now. But not so as to give a study, but next Shabbat we'll see if it is possible, we'll give the study. But at least I wanted to greet you and thank for the things that y'all have sent today. I am wearing, you start getting them closer, this shirt that's spectacular. Look at it. It says Legend of the Beast, World Tour 2022, an Iron Maiden tour, The Legend of the Beast. I don't know who gave it to me. It came without a label, so then whoever sent it, right there, so we can thank you properly. So then, like I've told you, I'm just going to greet you and present today's gifts. I'm going to start with the birthdays so that we don't fall behind. But how terrible it is not to fall in the hands of the living God. How terrible it is knowing the rules of the new Germanic medicine to be exposed, to be able to even be destroyed. Wow, terrible. Because I suffered a conflict that's enormous. And I was looking for it because at a conscious level, I didn't even know what conflict that I suffered. Not with Leslie, not with the boys here, no one here in my home. And I still have uh, bronchitis like I've never had in my life. It is the definition of a book, cup of wine, the extreme version, because you could put it to be entubed. I mean, terrible. Couldn't even breathe. It was difficult for me to take in some air. Which of the bronchitis is the conflict? What is the conflict? The conflict is threaten in the territory or fear in the territory. For a male, a straight male like I am. Threat in the territory or conflict in the territory. Well, nobody threatened me at home, nor did I have a conflict in my territory. Nothing, zero. I mean, how the fuck? Where the fuck does this come from? I was so upset. I mean, I was so pissed, so pissed. I mean, getting upset doesn't give you bronchitis. Bronchitis gets you, it's because of fear in the territory or of a threat, a real threat. And then I noticed what I had done, and you expose yourself to Hammer's laws when you believe them. Because if you don't believe them, what you say, what you say, you create it. If you believe it, if you don't believe it, you don't create it. In other words, you create it if you believe it. You believe it and you create it. I could say 1,000 stupid shit. If I don't believe them, there's no problem. But I could say something that I do believe, and that's where the creation begins. It could be a creation in my mind only, but enough for me to have a conflict. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay. When I said and I declared by decree, because I believe 1,000 times over what the eternal truth is, that Gaza shall not be destroyed, and the destruction has to be stopped. And well, once we understand that it's our inheritance, that we have to inherit a herd of asses to educate them, put a seat on them, liberate them, and they are still under threat in our territory. See, that's the problem. That if you believe that the territory is yours, then yeah, you have a threat in the territory because you cannot explain it any other way. But it's the insanity that we have due to understanding what it is understood of the Bible. It's all insane. Where's my Bible? Can you pass it to me, please? Oh, it's this one. Yeah, that one right there. Those three right there. Those four. Because we also have... Yes. These four are the headrest Bibles here. First, this one that's always with me. This one, the Manual of the Beast. The Spanish RV 1960. And the Spanish DHH, just in case to see what that translation says. When? I have to take some air in because I get tired. When we really believe that a territory inherited is ours, and it's got a threat that is so real as if they were to enter right into my yard, my front yard. It's so real for the mind as if they entered into the front of your yard and they come to steal from you, to rob you. It's what you believe. It's the same thing as of those invisible things that apparently according to the religion of the white robe is what I have. It isn't so. There's nothing invisible that can get me contagious. It is me and my demons. It is me. But the people believe that. They create that. They believe something that doesn't exist, and they taught them that it's contagious. It's enough for them to have the very same symptoms as the other person because they've already believed that they're already... It's contagious. You understand what I'm saying? That's it. It's over. The brain creates. So then if we really believe that the earth is ours and the time has come of Jubilee and they have to give it to us and they're still destroying it, yeah, I get a brutal wrath as if they're trying to knock my door down. How do you fix that? Well, you fix it to either you stop believing, you say, nah, you can shove all that up your ass, just like that. Yahweh, take this dog shit earth and give it to someone else. Because to tell the truth, we deserve something better than this dog shit. Maybe we deserve a better God than you, a God better than you. That would be an option. The other, to become Christian. How beautiful it is to be a Christian. You're dog shit. Maybe you go by faith. You only have to believe. You don't have to do dog shit. You don't have to put your life... No, you just have to believe. Yeah, you have to believe. You're going to live. You're going to die. You're going to ask Jesus. He's never going to answer dog shit. Maybe you think that you received some positive answer, but those are things about life. You say, oh, Jesus answered me here. And if the 4,000 others, he didn't answer because he said no. No, he never said yes or no. He doesn't even listen to you, you stupid Christian. He doesn't listen to you. But to live that fantasy, today, it made my day. When I got up, I was sleeping 30 minutes. I'd get up, sleep a little bit, get up. I was listening to a subject made by Bohr, which really made my day. I got happy listening to Bohr. You have to know why. I got really happy. it really brought up my spirits because I used to like this pastor a lot. What is so interesting that can bring my spirits up, as it turns out, everything that he said is so great, his stupid shit, that it really made me happy to have left that church running. I cannot believe the stupidity that he taught. So then I look at him, and that God's going to test us in fire with Saturday, with Helen. And wow, of course it made my day. Because I look back, not to admire the city of Sodom that I left, but to say, what dog shit did I leave back there? Wow, good thing I'm over here. Look at everything that we've walked through, and it made me happy because it hadn't been because of what Elohim brought us in this path of the eternal truth. We could not differentiate a pig from a lamb. We could not differentiate the truth from lies. They live blind. He talked about the purification. You cannot purify anything if there is no truth. And I can almost not speak. You cannot purify. The only thing you can purify is if something is true. Just like Paul said, that he said something genius. You can build with gold, silver, and precious stones. And others can build with wood, leaves, hay, sticks. And that is equivalent to something that has no real substance. So then one can build like that. Fire will test you if you have truth, if it is gold, silver, precious stones, or if it's wood, if they are leaves. Because fire will show what are your materials. And your materials, it's not just what you're built from, but also what you believe. What you believe, you create it. What you believe, you create it in your interior. And when you least expect it, you're a new man, a new woman. The way you used to think before, you no longer think that way. And it even embarrasses you the way you used to think before because you start to change. The truth makes you be a person that's absolutely different and elevated than what you were before. So then, not just of what we're already made of, but what we're building in our knowledge. That is why when I heard Borg, the stupid shit he said, that it was a person that I admired a lot, top pastor of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, I said, wow, what did I believe in before? It was nothing but wood. Maybe it was wood, good wood, but it's still wood. And he would say that we're close to the second coming of Christ, and that we're going to all go through the jury of Christ, and he's going to see our justice and our knowledge and everything we did, everything we believed in. And wow, it was exactly for we're going to measure everything. And you're going to turn out to be that you're going to have to learn because we don't want to destroy. That's the difference. See, that's the difference. It could be that this ministry is a fake ministry. Yes, of course, it could all be fake. But there's something that is true. Something that is very true. Keep this in your heart. What you learn in the eternal truth has eternal dimensions. Because here we have learned that all the creation deserves to live. All of creation deserves to know the truth, deserves to be educated, deserves to learn. That nothing of what the Elohim Creator is just on the earth, that the Elohim Creator is not just, he's not moral. That there's not a Christ in heaven, that the Christ is formed in the very human beings. All that is biblical. All that is absolutely biblical. So then, maybe you could think, is this fake? It could be extremely fake. But the teaching will be true. Because it's the only ministry that teaches that all this creation has to be redeemed. that has to learn that we are interested in always knowing the truth. That's what's marvelous, and that is precisely what makes it true. Makes it true. When all the rest believes that they have the truth, it's nothing but wood. The Lord has blessed with the memory of life the following members of the Eternal Truth: Jainer Quintero Padilla, Colombia; George Urbaez, the Dominican Republic; Anabela Lopez Mateo, Guatemala; Emmanuel Fernando Esti, Guatemala; Astrid Herrera, Chile; Sandro Alberto Erazo, Colombia; Francisco Javier Aranda Exmon, Chile; Gabriela Roger, Colombia; Ian Gabriel Antonio Hernandez, Mexico; Anuncia Vega Escudero, Spain; Valeria Paula de Zambrano, Argentina; Josué Matusalén Gutiérrez Chaclán, Guatemala; Vanessa Arcia, Nicaragua; Heriberto Cañedo Robles, Mexico; Mariluz Páez, Colombia; Reina Emily Zambrano, Argentina. To each and every one of you, a very happy birthday. For the second time has arrived, because I'm not going to present her publicly because I've already made the presentation and the dedication to him the day she came. I'm speaking about Antonella Cristabel Victoria Silochli. Do we make her come up here to show her? No? No? No, she's outside. Okay, no, we'll leave her. Maybe she's asleep. We'll take pictures. So then, already, they came by surprise last Shabbat. And they came directly from the hospital here, and it was precisely in Riverside she was. They came from the hospital here. And so then that is where I took her in my arm and we did a dedication unto Yahweh. So then she's already dedicated, Antonella Cristabel. But I wanted to show, Leslie has already shown the pictures, right? So then I was going to show and welcome her into this home. And apparently I can't speak anymore. I'm going to invite Leslie that she can come and present the gifts. Did anybody say who's this from? Nobody gave me this. Well, it just showed up by itself. It's a Christian Silva.
Hello, friends. Hello, friends.
I'm fine. Okay, I am going to present the gifts, and as you can see, Christian is a bit not well. We have had a beautiful Christmas feast here at home, and on Saturday it was very pretty. The Christmas Eve, along with our friends that usually come with us here at home, we had a charming dinner. Precious. I've shown you the pictures so that you can see and you can feel us close to you. It was a very beautiful evening, as you already know. After eating dinner, Nelson came, Audrey and Belen, straight from maternity. So then before getting to their house, they came here and they took the blessing from Yahweh that child can grow in grace, in wisdom, and stature. So then that day was precious, beautiful. The following day we had Christmas Eve and a Christmas that was charming also between us four here on this table. We did something delicious and we had a very beautiful time. It was rather precious this Christmas. It was beautiful also to see your pictures and to share all of your moments, what you have lived through. Always I enjoy to see you and to be able to see who you are, because you know us very well, because we are always before the cameras here since many years ago already, but it's very difficult to sometimes imagine a face behind the comments or the simple name that you read or the comments. So then it's very pretty to see your pictures. It's kind of like it's a most active and reciprocal friendship, at least on our side, because we put a face to those comments. And while Christian, he got this very strongly, this flu, and we've also gone through the same thing. Both Brian, that started with this, and then afterwards, I barely some days ago, a couple days that I left, and then I said, no, I have to prepare many things for Saturday. So then I got up, and also Angelina suffered a little bit. It's very true what Christian says. These are words of wisdom. If we think that something is ours and we feel threatened, of course it's going to affect us. This earth always has worked in this way. I don't know if the human beings have thought that it's theirs, that the earth is theirs, and they should not even get it dirty or harm it. I don't know if they think that way. I believe that it should be a way of thinking of every one of us. When we go to a public place, we have experienced this many times, that the human beings actually, they see a place, they know that it's not theirs, and when they know that it's not theirs, they throw garbage, they leave things that are dirty, they don't care how they act. But when something is theirs and it's their home, their house, then they do take care of it. Then they do tell the others, take care of it this way. Do not drop things on the floor. Clean what you get dirty. Those are details that show us how the human beings are. If we were to feel that this earth is ours, then we would act completely different, because we cannot follow the biblical concepts of eye for an eye, tooth for tooth. That is nothing but vengeance. That is how we're all going to all be left blind, all without teeth, and kill each other. Nothing will be nothing could come from a vengeance. Nothing, just war and destruction. Perfectly well, the peoples and nations could be conquered by education. An eye for an eye, we all are left blind. The nations could all be conquered by education. When you conquer with education that is so excellent and good, that people changes, but it changes when it enters into a civilization. All the customs of everybody get mingled, and you feel like it's yours. When you don't feel your friend as yours, what do? You criticize him, you mistreat him, you kick him out violently. No, but when something is there to take care of because it's yours, like our children, then yes, we do dedicate, we do give education, and that is the way that we should be, each and every one of us. And it's the potential there. The potential is there. Once a person asked me, how do we change? But the potential is in everyone, because if you're so successful doing evil or destroying everything around you, it means that the same thing you could put into action to be successful in good. So then that is where the key is, that we have those feelings of peace, of mercy, of ownership. When we say friends of the eternal truth, it's as ownership. They are of, not from outside, it is from within. Because I have these hands that are from Leslie. Leslie is not Leslie. These hands are not Leslie, but they are a property of Leslie. What am I going to do? I'm going to destroy them? No, I'm going to take care of them. I'm going to protect them. All the peoples are of the Messiah. The scripture says it. The nations are of the Messiah. They belong to him. They already belong. Yahweh didn't give us the authority yet, but he will create a Messiah at some point in time, whichever it might be, just like everything that came up all of a sudden with all the governments in the world. What will come is a new spirit that will change absolutely everything. But that spirit also has to be in each and every one of your homes, starting with us, the eternal truth, and well, it'll grow until it conquers the whole world. Now, I it's just like all the moments speaking, but I'm gonna present to you the gifts. I'm gonna start with the gifts that I have here by at hand. Let me ask you, who gave me this shirt? They're not present. The one that gave it to me. The first gift that I'm gonna present is from Francisco and Rosemary, who is de Lancome. It is a makeup set. I think it's a makeup set. This one's for Angelina. It's for Angelina. It's the only one that got here first, right? Okay, this one's from Angelina. Apparently, the T-shirt is theirs too. The one that he's wearing. I don't know. So then, let's see. This one's from Rubicel and Abigail. Yeah, it says yes, that it was Rosemary. Okay, then many thanks. Spectacular shirt. Yeah, I loved it. I loved it. I didn't have this one. Absolutely spectacular. This one's from Abigail and Rubicel for the Day of Kings. We needed the fourth one, right? So now we have the four ones. The message did get across right there. For a cold beer right there. Very many thanks, many thanks, Rubicel and Abigail. Yes, with lots of love. And now these gifts here are from Francisco, from Felix Rodriguez. Felix Rodriguez gifted us some chocolate candy, very fine chocolate candy. How delicious. Many thanks, Felix. Many thanks, Abigail. Many thanks, Rosemary and Francisco, Rubicel. We appreciate you very much. Lots of love that from years that they always send us their comments and greetings and little gifts. So well, we love you a lot. Now this one is from France. This is from Miguel, Monica, and Alexia that gifted us some little action figures. Spectacular. We love the toys. Christian, always for anniversary, I've always gifted him some toy of Toy Stories. They're spectacular. Excellent. So then he's a child that is older. So we're going to put him there to show them a very great big hug to you. We always appreciate your comments and all the love that Monica and Miguel sent to us. It's very beautiful. Those comments always filled with that love and care and those expressions that come from within. I don't know. I mean, you're so spontaneous. Someday we'll know each and every one of you in person. Of course, that is a promise that will be fulfilled. Oh, we also need. Oh, yeah, we need more. I was already closing this up. Oh, we need more. I was going to tell you we have that whole box right there. These are all the hair right there. It's here. Okay. This is from the Hayer family. Okay, hold on, Whale. Okay, this is from the Hayer lineage. Our beloved friends. This one's for Brian, right? That's for Brian. Many thanks for this. Yes, this was for Brian. This one's for Brian. It's a perfume. Just like that. Right there. There it is. This little perfume, very good for Brian. You like it? It's very good. It's very good. Careful with the mineral. Okay, that's for Brian. And then the little cars. Wow, I mean, it's excellent. This car sent me 3 Argentinian cars. I mean, it's Italian, but Argentina became very famous. It's a Fiat 600 that they would use it even to race. A Fiat 600, and this one that my dad had, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 models of Ford Falcon. He had all the models from 64, 65, 67, 71, 78. The last one he had, I loved it. The Ford Falcon, a car that it's only in Argentina. You do see them here, but they don't make them in the 60s, and in Argentina they kept making them, and then they sent me this one. I never knew this car. A GT 1969. I'd never seen this in Argentina. Maybe some special editions. Well, okay, moving on. Okay, then. So then we have these shirts. I really love them. This one has the Argentinian flag and the map. I don't know who's it for, but I'll go ahead and wear it. I'll use it myself. That one right there is Super Hijitos. This one's spectacular. It's from Argentinian story. You don't know about this one. Okay, it's stories. Maybe you can find it in Google. On YouTube, you mean, right? I mean, spectacular. I don't know who's it for, but I'll wear it. And a mate from the Bombonera. From the Bombonera, which is a stadium that was not able to, they couldn't, it's the Sea of Christian, you couldn't build it. It has the Sea of Christian. It was not able to be completed to be built because there's some houses there, and the neighbors don't want to sell it. If the neighbors could be out of there, they could finish building it. So then the chickens left because they said that it's not finished, because there we have our stadium. Boca, you are my life. Amate, spectacular, many, many things, boys. Precious, rather precious. Now this one, it's makeup, right, for Angelina? I don't know about that. I think it's a makeup set for Angelina. I believe so. I have lots of lipsticks. Also, we have some shadow, mascara. Well, a beautiful container. I love this. I used to always collect these things. Great Argentinian classics. We have the Ford Falcon that I used to tell you. The Ford Falcon. Oh, yeah, this is from the little cars. The story from the little cars. The Fiat 600 and the Marella. I mean, I've never heard of this one. I've never. It's excellent. But no, didn't have the pleasure of ever seeing it. Very, very beautiful. And a spectacular gift that it says it's for Leslie. Yeah, that's what it says. A Boca shield. Well, we'll see if maybe it'll be in the office. A spectacular Boca shield. I mean, spectacular. Wow. How beautiful. Yeah, it's spectacular. Okay, let me see. Put it up close. We need about 4 of these. No, I'm not going to put 4. The house is of the 4. I mean, it's very good. No matter where we put it up, it looks so great, so great. There it is. And it says it's for yours. Oh, yes, precious, precious. It says for you, and you want to put it in my office. I understand. Yeah, it's for me. So then we're going to enjoy it a lot. And of course, I'm going to put it up so that we can see it often. And now we were sent a precious card. It's very beautiful. You always have loving words, very beautiful. So then we sent to you a great, great hug, big hug. Many thanks for the gifts that actually we loved. I would like to have one of these for real. We have a Torino here, a Coupe Torino, a Torino Coupe. We'll have all the classics. Now we have this one here. Yeah, I'll give it a pass it. Okay, so with this, we are now going to go over there. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for all of your comments, because we've received so many comments and greetings due to this Christmas with all your good wishes, every word for me counts. I'm I have I love details, and I always feel you very close every time you send your love. And I say, wow, that person took the time just to write to us and say hi to us, or give us some words of caring and love. Each and every one of you that sent us your gifts with money for us to buy things for us. Also, we appreciate you a lot. We keep you in always in mind. You're part of us, very close to us, and know that when Christian or Leslie, in our case, especially, we say that we consider you as friends, it is a great thing because, to tell the truth, both of us, both Christian and myself, we have grown without having to call the whole world friends. For us in Argentina, a friend is very, very special. Very special to have a million friends. It's impossible. That's for Brazil. That can't be. That can't be. But when you have a friend, I had very few close friends. Christian also few that he calls friends because actually he has an actual relationship as a friendship and respect and love that is very special at a very special level. Not just anyone is a friend. I don't know about you and your customs and your countries, but at least it is the way we see it. So then you are friends. We wish you absolutely all the blessings because you deserve the best that could exist in this world, in the coming upcoming one, in wherever outside of the earth, below the earth, or wherever. You deserve all the best. We are human beings, and we deserve the best that there is. So then we look for that excellence and that perfection for each and every one of us. And if we are the best that we can be, then we can give exactly that, not just to our children, but also around us. And all that makes it so that the world changes. For the world changes. So those are my words for you. I'm going to leave you here a little bit longer with Christian, and if his voice goes away, then I'll speak. She'll finish it. So then you'll see. I don't want to get you sick. I don't want to get you sick. Very beautiful words, Leslie. Many thanks for your words. Shema Israel, Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Ekhad. Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Ekhad. Hear, O Israel, Yahweh, our Elohim, Yahweh is one alone. He is the base, the fundamental base of Scripture. That is where all the rest of the religions fail that follow Christianity, thinking it's three, thinking that he has a son, thinking that there's a Christ in heaven, an anointed in heaven, that it's also God, but he's anointed, and he's anything, and they're waiting for him to come and change the world. No, he's way too long, that dog shit Christ. What's happening with that fourth class God? What's happening? Why is that son of a bitch taking so long? That Christian dog shit Christ that is worthless, no good for nothing. Why is he coming? What's he doing? Is he afraid? He's not getting ready. What's happening with Christ? The thing is that he does not exist. See, that's the thing. The Jesus Christ does not exist. Yahweh exists, and he said it clearly. I leave you. Now I go unto the Father. What he's saying in the concealed Bible, the way he wrote it, I'm going to become the Father. And when will Christ come? Whenever he has to come at the end of times. The Christ is a human Christ, 100% human. That is where the religions fail, except for the Jews. Thus, it's obviously that it has to be a human Christ. But the Christians, they're very fucked, the Christians are. The invitational picture is so precious, and that's why I extended today's subject a little bit more because I told Leslie to say hello. You can present the gifts and then I'll finish up. And at least you had 43 minutes and a little bit longer of chat here of greetings. But the picture that Leslie put up is so precious. That's the other menorah, the 9, the one that has 9, just like this one here. I have one here that I presented to you already. Here is a huge one here that I've presented to you already. I'm going to leave it here. Okay, right there. That one is always illuminating the window there. There we go. The other one I'll show it to you later on in the study. Very well. The text says Jeremiah that we've already studied years ago. Jeremiah 29:10 through 11. For thus saith Yahweh, that after 70 years be accomplished at Babylon, exactly when we studied Jeremiah 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, we studied this text, that it's all related, all those chapters are in the end of time, when Babylon's 70 years are up. For thus saith Yahweh. And that is the hope that we live with, and through that hope, if we believe it, then also we find conflicts. We find DHSs, free ones. That is the problem of believing. When you believe, you get all types of DHSs. When you believe what a diagnostic conflict of the white robe is, he says you have 3 months to live right there. If you don't believe it, nothing happens. If you do believe it, then you're fucked. So it's not about whether it's true or not. The thing is whether you believe it or not. See, that's the thing, whether you believe it or not. For thus saith Yahweh, after the 70 years be accomplished at Babylon. Well, in Babylon, the 70 years were accomplished in 2018. 2018, the 70 years were up in Babylon, so then that's already fulfilled. I could read it clearly like this. For thus saith Yahweh, when in Babylon they get to the year 2018, I will visit you. Interesting. Because, yeah, the world has received a visit. Yahweh visits us without people seeing him. The world has received a visit. They received the visit of the cup of wine 2019. 2018. It ended. The period ended of the 70 years. And from there on out, Yahweh shut everyone in. I will visit, and I will awaken upon you my good word. Upon a group of people, he puts his good word. What is his good word? What is his good word? You could think the whole Bible. No. His good word is part of the Bible that is good. Right, the commandments, you could think it's a commandments, as Leslie says. The Torah, or all the Bible. But the good word of Yahweh is few. They are few in the Bible, and the others are bad words. You have the good words and bad words. If he's going to awaken the good word, then if it says my good word, it is that he'll make his good word to be understood. And from 2018, we understood lots of things, marvelous things, to make you return to this place. For I know the thoughts that I think toward you. Yeah, he knows it, no one else. Yahweh said, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. Well, I expect end that is promised. The one that publishes the decree into all the world, my son art thou, I have begotten thee today. Ask of me, and I'll give thee the nations as an inheritance. But that has to be fulfilled. That is what I hope for. That is what I hope for. Always I show you this picture that Brian took back in the year 2020. Our first Christmas. Yahweh highlighted it with a tremendous rainbow right in front of our house, showing that it was a covenant where the Messiah was being born and started to be formed and to grow and to be ready. What a spectacular picture on the 24th of December as the sun was coming down, getting to the 25th. Spectacular picture. I mean, never again have I ever seen one that's so precious. And Brian comes and he gets the picture. I mean, no. Spectacular. This year, 2023, we've studied just a little review. Revelation 12, Betula, many chapters. How beautiful it was to have studied Betula, the woman that has a son, that in turn, it's all symbols, and the symbols sometimes emerge, they merge. They coincide in one symbolism. Both the woman as the man child is the same thing. They fuse together, Betula, which is Revelation 12. Then we studied Revelation 10, the little book open. What was the little book open? What was the little book open? I've explained this, and if you're not going to know, that an angel saw that he had a little book open. What was the little book open? Oh, I don't want you to start. I don't want to insult you the way that I feel today. What was the little book open? Okay, Miguel, I'll let you save the whole group here. Daniel, the little book of Daniel. This is the little book of Daniel. It was the little book open. Wow. That's the one. We studied Revelation 11. The two witnesses. How much did we learn from Revelation 11? The witnesses, and then we moved on. All this within the series, the seven kings and the end of Babylon, mind you, of Revelation 17. Seals, trumpets, and plagues. Something phenomenal that was 16 chapters, all of 2023. That is on its way out. 16 chapters of seals, trumpets, and plagues, where we showed that it's all the same thing. The initiation, development, and an end of everything, but it's the same thing of different angles with different hues. And again, we studied Revelation 17 for the mind that hath wisdom in 10 chapters. Netly, chapter 17 of Revelation, aside from the fact that that's the name of the series, but we studied it again in a marvelous manner. And we just studied Gaza, 7 chapters that we have yet to finish. We lived the 7 cups, or what seemed to be the 7 cups of Boca. We had emotions that were very strong, but the most important thing, and that is highlighted in marvelous, I don't even know how to describe the year 2023 that is on its way out, was the ring, the LVE ring, the white stone that took place in the year 2023. And it's already ended. I have some rings that they have asked me, I think 1 or 2, people that either they're in process, but now it's all backed up now. I want to show you that I have like 2 or 3, 4 days, no, like 2 weeks that I haven't looked at my email. If you wrote to me, do not despair, because I didn't even want to even look at the emails or answer anything. My mind was in something else. I had 101, 102 fever. Last thing I wanted was to answer questions or anything. So then the ones that they wrote to me on Facebook, I'm going to see if I can answer them later. Now, taking that out, I completed the whole affair of the rings is something marvelous and complete. Something marvelous. And for this year, 2024, what will we study? I'm already sick and tired. Well, I'm never tired. It's just like The Godfather 3, that Al Pacino says that he wants to leave the business. He's sick of being in the business of the mafia. And so then he wants to get out. But when he tries to get out, there is a problem, or they obligate him to go back in. And he says in English, when I think I'm out, they pull me back in. When I think I'm out, they pull me God is the most mafioso, the capo of the mafia. A new title for God. He's the capo, di capo. He's Al Capone. He's Al Capone. He is the biggest capo of them all. There's no one above him. So if he decides, I wanted to leave many times. I'm not going to preach any more dates nor any other dog shit, and I'll do something else. But the capo does not let me leave. He pulls me back in. He says, "No, you're going to preach this." When I think, "Oh, this is so good," and once again, Jeremiah said, "I'm already sick and tired that you lied to me, and you have." Jeremiah says, "How you have deceived me?" Or was it Ezekiel? Jeremiah, right? You do know that, but when was the little book open? You don't know that. How you have deceived me, he says. Why? Because he's the capo. He's Elohim capo. The capo of the worldwide mafia. It is Elohim. I give you new titles. And it's a mafia. Why is it a mafia? He does everything either dirty, because he does everything on towards the left. Doesn't matter if you have to kill or annihilate. He does everything. Isn't that how the mafia works? They steal. Mafia steals. They kidnap. The mafia kidnaps. Kills. The mafia kills. They invade territories. That is the mafia. They betray and you have to obey. If you, it does favors, also lots of favoritism. It does favors for you. Exactly, that is the capo of the mafia. Wow. And so then, he doesn't let me go. But this year, apparently, I'm going to escape a little bit from him because Gaza, I suffered this because of Gaza. Because I don't want to feel that we own anything, because I'll continue to suffer. So we'll dedicate ourselves to do something else. Once I finish Gaza, because I have to finish it, I'm going to tell you, as the end of the year gift, what we'll study next year, and it won't be the first Shabbat. I'm going to finish up with Gaza, and whatever we have to know, whatever the capo allows me and gives me, but we're going to study. Taking the prophecy aside a little bit, we're going to study actual wisdom. When say wisdom of royal is what I'm trying to say, not real, but of kings, royal, to reign. Something which your mom did not teach you or your dad. That is what we'll study. We will study every text of every ways that there's ever been, and if actually has something, if it's applied or not, if I'll give you even greater wisdom on top of that. You're going to be like, how proud is this guy? Greater wisdom than Solomon I can give you. They're going to say, this guy now, yes, I, Christian Selby, can give you greater wisdom than Solomon. Because the reason of why I lived 3,000 years afterwards, and I know a little bit more about life than Solomon. So then, I'm going to take from King Solomon, and we're going to exploit what royal wisdom is from the book of Mishlei. Not Milei, Mishlei. The book of Mishlei. And we will see from every angle possible and how we apply it to us. It'll be fun. It'll be hard because we don't want to change. When we change, either they obligate us to change, or we understand we have to change, but sometimes we don't want to change, because sometimes to change also means DHSs. It means to stop doing things that we thought were okay. So then it'll be also a purification. I'm going to teach it not so that you have it as a concept, but so as to form actual kings. Not with the power of kings, but actually how they should act like a king, a true king of Yahweh's, a king, an El Capo, a real capo, because we're sons of El Capo. We're going to be the capo of the earth also. So then that is what we shall study next year. So then we desire you, from Leslie, Angelina, Brian, and my person, we wish you to have a very happy and blessed and splendid New Year 2024, and that we receive the gifts and blessings promised in Hanukkah in this year 2024. And if it isn't so, we shall continue to grow in wisdom, stature, and grace. We shall learn what royal wisdom is, apply it to our life, and apply it to decisions, future decisions. That is what we shall be studying. We'll leave prophecy aside a bit, but when Yahweh, for him to fulfill what he has to fulfill whenever he wants, that's the way the couple is. He shall decide. But without any further ado, we wish you to enjoy. We thank for your presence every Shabbat here. We thank you for your companionship and all the money that you have sent and your tithe. If it wasn't because you sustained us, this would not exist. Nothing would exist. This preaching would not be here. You are the active associates of the eternal truth, and that will have an eternal remuneration. What you provide will not be times 100, but innumerable times, because you're part of this, and this is the Messiah, the human Messiah that is being formed, and that has to have a royal character, a character and a royal wisdom. He has to know how to act. He has to know how to judge. He has to know what is good and what is wrong. He has to know so many things, and you have done made this possible. So then, on behalf of us four, we want to thank you, and a great big hug to each and every one of you. Good thing I was able to speak to you, because yesterday, if it had been yesterday, I could not have spoken. But oh well, El Capo says you have to speak. So then, we send you a great big hug. May El Capo Eloheinu bless you, and that really you feel his gifts on this new year and in Hanukkah. Hanukkah starts next Shabbat. Next Shabbat, when the sun goes down, is when Hanukkah begins. And it'll be a very beautiful time. Will something take place? I discard everything pretty much. I feel better, because then when it doesn't take place, then something else gets me. If it doesn't take place, then that's fine. If it does, then great. We are with Mishlei. We shall learn royal wisdom, Mishlei. With Christian Silva, you'll learn royal wisdom, not with Solomon only. With Christian Silva, you'll learn. I'll just give you a little glimpse of 3,000 years ahead of Solomon. Without any further ado, we shall wrap up with a word prayer. Beloved Yahweh, we give you thanks for this year that you have given us. We give you thanks because we have received a marvelous wisdom, absolutely enormous and rich. We give you thanks because you have made us understand who the Messiah is, how he is formed, and also how it's difficult for us to wait and understand the time. We ask you that. Well, the only thing we're going to ask you today is that you fill us with gifts on this Hanukkah, that you fill us with wisdom, with blessings for those that are suffering, whatever they're suffering, if it may be economically, that you bless them. All those that are of the lineage of the eternal truth, I ask you for them, that you bless them. Those that have DHSs and problems that cannot be surpassed, that you help them to surpass them, to get over them, at least by taking out the laws of Hammer. But we need your healing, because we don't have all the concepts clear, and we don't have access to our mind. We also need faith gifts of wisdom, intelligence. We all want to receive more wisdom, but more intelligence, and to capacitate us to receive wisdom. So then, as a good capo of the mafia, You have gifts to give us, that we, your children, will receive your gifts. All this we thank you for in your precious name, YHWH. Alleluia. Semper Fi. An applause for the Messiah, human bride of Yahweh.
Hoy tuvieron el
They
privilegio
have the
de
privilege for Leslie to instruct you a little bit. So that was a very great gift. I've enjoyed it also. So then, greetings to every one of you. And if things are okay and I feel better, next Shabbat we'll continue with Gaza and starting precisely with Hanukkah, the feast. So then, depending on how I feel, Alleluia to every one of you. Celebrate New Year's. Wait for Yahweh's gift. You believe and you create. And wholeheartedly, we send you a great big hug to each and every one of you. Many thanks to each and every one of you. Alleluia.